Alexis.
And Lilian.
How's it going? It's been a minute.
So we have been living in Amsterdam now for like half a year, roughly. For over 6 months, this has now been our hometown.
Yes.
This was obviously a big step for us to just leave Toronto and move here and go through the whole terror that an apartment search here was. So how has our start here been so far? Was this the right move?
Did we make the right decision?
Let's reflect a little bit and chat about how our experience has been in Amsterdam so far, what we think of the city, people here, and our new life in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the things that we like the best about Amsterdam and what we don't like so much.
So my first overall impression of Amsterdam is, yeah, I really like it. I like living here. I like the vibe and the pace of the city as well. It's not like way too laid back where you're bored, but it's not like super intense. The people are really friendly. Everyone speaks English, so it's easy to get by in that way.
One of my favorite things is just the thing that I also loved so much about Copenhagen, that is, yeah, more slow paced and just like the biking culture. Yeah. Like it makes me so happy here to bike through the streets. And it's like, if I need to get somewhere, like 90% of the time I'll do it by bike. The cars actually pay attention to you. In Toronto once, a lady told me when I was biking that cyclists deserve to be run over, like a suburban lady in her truck, and I was like, I don't want to be in the city anymore.
Like
They think like streets were just built for cars and they don't want to share the road, and I'm like, that's just insane. So I'm like so happy here that biking is just like such a big culture.
One of my favorite things about Amsterdam, I would say, is probably like the canals, because it's like super pretty, especially if you're in like Jordan area, and it feels very like a fairy tale. So they have like these really cute like old string lights that are like around all the canals, and you just see people in their boats, and it's just like very romantic and sweet.
So before we jump into some of the bad parts about living in Amsterdam, let's chat about our sponsor for this video, Surfshark. Thanks Surfshark for making this video happen. What is Surfshark, for those that don't know?
So Surfshark is a VPN, so a virtual private network. It's obviously important to be able to safely browse the internet and also access different content such as Netflix in all these different countries. It's really easy to use, and all you need to do is just quickly change your country at the bottom of your page.
Again, for those of you who don't have access to it, we highly recommend you change yourself to the Netherlands and watch Anna Plus on Netflix. Amazing European queer show. Yes. Or Fantastic Fungi. Also
yes.
a really good one. And a Surfshark, in addition to like a clean web mode where you're not being shown ads, and also blocks your IP address, and it keeps you safe from hacking attempts.
So if you find this interesting and want to give it a try, click the link below and use the code Alexis Lilian to get 83% off.
And an extra 3 months for free. Alright, I can't snap. Alright, thanks. About the bad parts of Amsterdam. Okay, so the number one thing that always everyone talks about is the weather. Yes, it rains here a lot.
It's raining right now.
Like the summer was almost non-existent. A lot of times it's just like gloomy and rainy, and yeah, if you're someone who loves the sun.
The nice thing is that even though the weather is crappy, people still seem happy. Like people are still biking, living their life. They go to the market still if it's raining. It's like the rain doesn't stop the Dutch.
Yeah, very true.
Another thing that I like about Amsterdam is that it's not like a crazy party city, but like you can go out and have a good time if you want. So to find like a good techno party is a little tricky in Toronto. Then here it's like, yeah, it's that vibe. You can find kind of, I guess, anything here, any kind of genre.
Yeah, but there is like a good techno scene, and a lot of the parties that we've been to here play breakbeat music, which I'm sorry, I really don't like it, and it puts me into a really bad mood, and it makes me like want to go home. I was at a party and I was like, honestly, I'd rather be at the dog park. Like I was craving walking miso while being at a party. That's how bad it was.
So something that maybe isn't the best here in Amsterdam is the cuisine. What is the Dutch cuisine? I guess the Gouda. You have like the cheese.
You have the herring.
The herring.
Poffertjes. Poffertjes.
The thing about Toronto is that it has a lot of food options, and it's always like the best food of that cuisine.
Toronto is like an immigrant city, so it has like really good Indian food because a lot of Indian people live there. Iranian food, Japanese, Korean, everything, because it's just such a diverse city. Amsterdam is actually more diverse than I was expecting, but the food is just lacking. Like you have some options, but it's just like, it's not as flavorful.
Yeah.
Here it's expensive. It's like 15 euros for like something that in Berlin is 7 euros, and even in Toronto. Oh yeah. And another bad thing about Amsterdam is it's expensive. Housing is a nightmare. Apartments are small. We're happy we found our place here.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Because it's like a nice place.
But it is costing a lot. Like I never thought I would spend this much on an apartment.
But the city's nice.
But the city is nice, so that's like what you're paying for, you know, the lifestyle that it gets you. It's a very touristy city, so that's like a negative, and actually what prevented me from coming here. But you just don't hang out in those spots where it's just like weed shops and the red light district and like the tourist Amsterdam that people want to see. That's not the Amsterdam that the locals experience.
No, not at all. It's like a totally different experience, and it's like way nicer.
Exactly.
It's like we're not hanging out by like the Amsterdam sign.
New Yorkers don't like chill at Times Square, you know? Also, everyone was so like going off about how dog friendly Amsterdam is. Everyone just has tiny dogs here, just like wiener dogs, you know? I guess because the stairs are so crazy. So Miso loves playing with other dogs, but there aren't always that many dogs her size available.
So sometimes she plays with a dog that is like this big, and I'm like, Miso, you're huge.
And that's very stressful for us to like control that situation. So I feel like dog friendliness, like it's okay. It's nice that you can take them to most restaurants and stuff, but there aren't many dog parks, and it's just like, I'm tired of just seeing weenies all the time. But yeah, I would say in general, I mean, we could keep going into the pros and cons, but I would say in general, when people ask us like, how are you liking Amsterdam? Love it. We feel like super comfortable here. We're really happy here. It always takes some time till you fully arrive and have like, you know, your crew that you hang out with and stuff. And I definitely always miss having like a clique that you're just like, of course we're hanging out on the weekend, instead of like having these individual friends that you're making plans with. The thing is, that's the curse of when you've lived in different places. You're always gonna miss somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, you're never gonna be in a place and that has just like everything that you need, you know?
You're always gonna miss parts of other cities.
Exactly. When I was in Toronto, I was missing Copenhagen. Sometimes I miss Toronto, sometimes I miss Berlin, sometimes I miss Italy. All right, that's the end of this video, friends. Amsterdam is amazing. You should come visit. Thank you so much for watching.
And yeah, we hope we see you at the next one.
Check out Surfshark, link below.
Cheers. Juicy.